Jim Ryan.
Morning, McGraw. Yeah, a lot of hoopla around this city, the Bayou City as it's known, and trying to clean up after some storms that happened a few weeks ago, while at the same time preparing for Super Bowl 51. Weather looks pretty good for this weekend, though, and for the halftime show, Lady Gaga, and for the game, of course, itself.
So the ancillary, it's not just the game. The whole town sort of gets involved with it. Is Houston sort of caught up in Super Bowl fever?
Well, it is, yeah. Everywhere you look, you'll see the logo, the NFL logo, and different items out there that are part of this big game. And so, sure, and the city, in a broader way, I think over the last 13 years since it hosted its last Super Bowl, has done its best to try to improve infrastructure, improve the hotel availability, the traffic, which has always been a problem here in Houston. They've tried to iron out some of those issues as well. And of course, NRG Stadium, which is new since the last time the big game was held in this city. So, yeah, I think the city overall, the fourth largest community in the country, has done its best to pull together and try to bring about something people remember.
We heard this week, good news, George Herbert Walker Bush and his wife out of the hospital. They're going to drop the ceremonial coin toss?
They are, yeah. We heard, in fact, just as they were getting out of the hospital, George H.W. Bush, who had been suffering from pneumonia, his wife, of course, also in the hospital with bronchitis. They're both out of the hospital now and have been offered the opportunity by the NFL to flip the ceremonial coin, and they've accepted that. And so we'll see them there on the screen this coming Sunday.
He's such an Iron Man, I'm surprised he didn't just jump out of an airplane and sort of land in the middle of the field and drop the coin.
I think if he had the opportunity, maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah, maybe 6 months ago he would have been able to do it. Jim, in terms of Falcon fans and Patriot fans, who do you see more of down there?
I've seen a lot of Patriots memorabilia and T-shirts and stuff, walking around the big fan experience there at the convention center, but you do see some Atlanta Falcons folks as well. And even split, hard to say, but we'll see what happens on Sunday. It'll certainly be easy to tell there in the crowd who's rooting for whom. But and Atlanta's not such a far stretch to get over here to Houston. So I think that you've got the underdog, arguably the underdog, the Atlanta Falcons, going up against this Goliath in the New England Patriots. And, we'll see how that's reflected in the fan participation.
Lady Gaga halftime extravaganza. Anybody worried that a political statement might seep through during the halftime show?
Well, maybe worried and maybe hoping that she said something, in this political climate. But yesterday during her news conference to discuss Sunday's show, she didn't say a lot really about what the content of the program would be. She was asked, though, whether she intends to make a statement. She said that the statement she'll make will be contained in the music and the same one that she's offered since the start of her career. So whether it's something political, whether it's about immigration, it seems that it's almost certain to be what she's done through her whole life, and that's tried to bring in people who consider themselves the outsiders. She says she was an outcast as a kid, and that's her audience, and that's who she tries to appeal to.
Yeah, no, she has been one of those outspoken when it comes to sort of being on the fringe. Anybody else besides Lady Gaga going to be part of the halftime extravaganza?
Well, not the halftime show, but the pregame show will be a tribute to NASA. NASA, of course, has a large presence here in the Houston area. You've also got a tribute to traditionally black colleges that will be held. And, the national anthem. Now, last year, of course, Lady Gaga sang the national anthem. She was the one who had those honors at Super Bowl 50. She did a good enough job, I suppose, that she was asked back this year to do the halftime show.
Jim Ryan, ABC News correspondent, getting ready for the Super Bowl. Jim, thanks for checking in.
See you, McGraw.
6:55, Big 550, KTRS. Well, look who shows up. Kelly Jackson, good morning this morning.
I feel great.
Yes.
After hours sleep.
Yes. What do you asleep? No, you were on assignment.
Oh, exactly.
You were on assignment. You were looking at the inside of your eye.